Hey, Margaret FitzGerald, L.C.S.W, coming to you, mothers, loving mothers going through this child custody massacre, the unjust family court system that is propagating, a lot of damage to mothers and children. This is also for therapists, for school counselors, pediatricians, school officials, anyone that works with kids that may be going through this kind of process, family court processes. I am here. No mother should walk through this by themselves. I will put my link below. I have my email below to reach out to me. I will coach you, support you. We will get several steps ahead, so that will help to minimize your anxiety and to really know how to prepare yourself in all ways. Emotionally, it's really important to be as zen as you can. But I'm going to cite a couple of examples of how the batterer / coercive controller / batterer works in his strategy in creating this hostage camp for his children so that he can rip their mother from them and use them as weapons. Really, that's what they do in these custody massacres currently going on in the family court system. So this is I'm going to read from page 3 from the Case of Nightmare and Hostage Chills. I'll put the link below. It's also really valuable. A lot of the examples, if you can see behind me where I'm pointing to the case study, which is an actual case. It's really a true crime story through which I helped to wrap all the abuse scenarios, all the family court examples of undue process, of declaring something hearsay that was evidence of abuse, in the research, theory, and practice of IPV, DV, coercive control, narcissistic abuse. So they both are really companion books, and I'll put the links below for them as well as my information. I'm certainly available to help any mother, therapists, family members that are supporting mom going through this. So from page 3, I'm just going to talk about a couple of ways, really vicious, depraved ways that these fathers will behave. And so pay attention to what I'm saying, because the more that we can illuminate these tactics, that they really are a pattern that evolves to the judge, hopefully a right and just judge, that will rule in favor of what is the best practices and the best interest of the kids is to be protected from any further abuse, the abuser, the kids removed from the custody of the abuser and with the mom, put with the mom, and so they can be safe and sound and have healing. So held hostage away from mother, as well as from maternal family events like family reunions. They'll also often will schedule a vacation or something so the kids can't go. There's no regard for the kids' feelings, desires, anything. And in fact, the kids will get punished, shamed, abused, disregarded, pretended they're invisible if they don't just toe the line with the abuser. So again, this is page 3 from the Case of Nightmare and Hostage Hills. It's the abuser not wanting to be found out, what he's doing to the kids or what he's already done. Many examples in the big Nightmare and Hostage Hills book. Pay attention to patterns, as I said before, the number of incidents, the number of violations of the custody orders. Could be an example of him calling names. That's also prohibited. There's supposed to be a fostering of love for each parent. I mean, if you document that this is happening, that's the point here, is the pattern. So I will continue on in my next videos to go through some of these examples. Kids being terrorized on phone calls that they're supposed to legally have with the mother, and they're supposed to be confidential and private, and they're not. So documenting the incidences when you're inquiring from the kids, in a session with the kids, asking them about that, asking them actually what do they call their mother, because they will often then start calling her names or by her first name. That's pretty indicative of this cult-like hostage camp creation abuser. So don't go through these alone. I'm here for support, here for coaching, through for mothers as well as for therapists working with cases like this. The Case of Nightmare and Hostage Hills is the practice manual for professionals. It's really a distillation of all the tactics that the corrupt lawyers will use, tactics the abuser uses, signs and symptoms that emerge in the kids. I'll continue in my next video to go on for more examples, so you will know as therapists how to really fight for the kids, that they are protected and that they are provided the healing with their mothers that they need, and as dictated by law and dictated by best practices in domestic violence, IPV, coercive control, research, theory, and practice. Peace. Hug your kids, and please like, subscribe, and share. If anyone comes to mind that this may be helpful or my services would be helpful, I'll put my email and my number below. Thanks. Be gentle with yourselves. Bye.